yoga for running series, balancing. So the uneven terrain in trail running really means that you need lots of stabilizers in your feet, your ankles, all the way up through your leg chain. So today it won't be a flow style yoga, but what we will do is move through a fun little balancing series, trying to hold those poses as long as we can. If you fall out, simply reset and try again. Alrighty, let's get started. Go ahead, just curl 10 toes under, press your heels together and sit on your heels. So we're just gonna open up through our feet and start with a little balance here. Settle all your weight, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. If this is too much, you can lean on blocks or lean forward here. We tend to ignore the soles of our feet, even though they are what we pound daily when we run. So just allow that length through the soles of the feet. And then using the fingertips or bringing your hands to heart center. Inhale, draw your navel in, get nice and tall, lift your knees up and away from the mat, balance here. Press through the toes, rise all the way up as slow as you can. And then slowly lower all the way back down. If you need to lean forward and just tap the feet out, feel free to. Otherwise, let's give that a couple more tries. Really notice that a lot of our balancing today, you're going to have to be aware of your core. Feeling that engagement without over tightening. Alrighty, go ahead, lean forward, point your toes, press your heels together and just sit on your heels this way. We're going to lean back so we can come up, find a little more length through the dorsal, or what we call the top of our foot. One more full breath here. Take your time. Really find that length. See if you can lean back, balance. And then when we roll forward, we're just going to come to all fours position. Curl 10 toes under once again. Lift your sit bones up and back for that downward dog position. Maybe bicycle it out. Find some length. Open up through that whole entire back body line. And then soften the bend in your knees so you can walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. Inhale, lift your chest halfway, find length, and as you exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, rise all the way up this time. Sweep your fingertips up towards the ceiling, palms touch. Exhale your hands through heart center. Let's center ourselves here. Samastiti hi, equal balance. Big toes together, ankles gently apart. Shoulders relaxed, knees soft. So notice that when you try to get really tall, you press your knees back and you hyperextend your knees. I want you to stay aware of the soft bend in your knees. Inhaling length up through the center of the body, feeling that gentle engagement in the core, like somebody's about to poke your belly but not over tightening. And relaxing the shoulders. From here, I want you to shift all the way down to your left foot, lift up through your right heel and just turn that right knee out. Starting with our tree posture, you're going to balance your heel to your ankle, your calf, or all the way into that inner thigh. You can keep your hands at heart center. You can challenge yourself and take them up overhead. And if you want more of a challenge in your balance today, you're going to look up or maybe even close your eyes. Settle here. Feel those little wavers. Feel that left ankle moving back and forth. Let those stabilizers figure out what to do. Let yourself move with those wavers without resisting. Alrighty, when you're ready, bring your hands back to heart center. Extend that right foot all the way behind you, warrior three. We're gonna keep balancing on this left leg. Extend that leg all the way straight behind you. See if you can level your pelvis, flex that floating foot and point the toes down. Relax your shoulders. You can bring your hands to heart center, you can take them overhead. Lots of variations, interlace the fingers behind the back. But try to see if the head's an extension of the spine. If you can really level your pelvis, you want to keep dropping through that right hip as you lift through that left heel. I want you to draw that right knee towards your chest. Try not to touch your foot. Rise all the way up so that you can just bind that right hand with the right foot. Moving into what we call dancer. I want you to take your hand on the inside of your big toe mound. Extend your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. So again, you have permission to reset your balance to place that foot down if you need. Otherwise, we're really gonna max out that standing leg here. Maybe this is enough for you and this is where you're gonna balance today. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna resist your foot into your hand and keep finding length as you extend. Again, keeping the pelvis level. So choose to stay tall or fold forward. If you fold forward, you're gonna take your time to see if you can bring your fingertips all the way to the floor. If you're not already here, find your way into a forward fold, lifting that back leg up. If you can bind the foot, you're gonna roll that right hip on top of the left for a half moon with a bind. If not, all you've done is set yourself up from this forward fold with one leg up and opening that hip up towards the side. So a lot of different variations. Remember, your goal today is just to set up each balance one pose at a time and challenge yourself in that balance. If you're in your half moon, you're gonna stay balanced on the fingers. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna take those fingertips up and really max out those stabilizers. Reset and maybe give it a try again. Let's all take one more full breath wherever we are and see if you can draw that right knee down towards the left. Soften the bend in that standing knee and see if you can rise all the way up without touching that foot. You're gonna bring that knee all the way in towards the chest and just pause here. Level the pelvis by dropping that right sit bone down, relaxing the shoulders. Most of us are gonna settle here, extending that left arm out towards the left, and then just draw that right knee out towards the right. If you have the flexibility, you're gonna take your first two fingers and thumb around your big toe, straighten through that right leg, and then open the leg. Remember, it doesn't have to be extreme, but we're keeping that soft bend in that standing knee, that awareness. We're maxing out all those stabilizers. And when we bring that leg or knee back to center, we're just gonna cross the right ankle over the left knee. Bring the hands to heart center and sink into what we call standing pigeon. So still maxing out that standing leg, squaring the hips and just letting them sink towards the mat as you keep your chest lifted. Maybe you settle here. Maybe you wrap your hands around your shin, or if your hands touch the floor. Just really important, I want your sit bones, the bones in your bum, lower than your heart or your chest, and your head and extension of the spine as you choose to balance in whatever depth works for you. Let's all take one more breath wherever we are. And if you're balanced on your fingertips, I need you to rise up so we can cross that right thigh all the way over the left. Bend the knees a little more. You can balance on the right toes, or you can wrap that right ankle all the way around the left. Keep your arms at heart center, or inhale, sweep your arms out for more balance, or for more of a challenge, cross the left under the right. Bend the elbows, turn the palms out and draw the hands together. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, sink the sit bones. Keep drawing the elbows up and the hands away from the forehead as you squeeze your twists in opposite directions. Breathe here. I know this is a lot on that standing leg so far. But all we're gonna do is take one more full breath in as we exhale. We're gonna release everything. Shake it out. Give that leg a shake. It did a ton of work. And let's reset for the other side. Big toes together, ankles gently apart. Soft bend in the knees. Hands at heart center, shoulders relaxed, and resetting the rhythm in your breath. Let's go for all those same balancing poses on the other side. So shift your weight onto the right foot, lift up through the left heel and turn that left knee out. Keeping that awareness of that soft bend on that right knee, your heel can settle at your ankle, your calf, or you can drop all the way into your inner thigh again. Maybe you stay here. Maybe now you have a little more awareness and you can notice where your gaze is. So ideally we like to look about 3 feet in front of us and keep our gaze really soft. If you took your arms up overhead, if you closed your eyes, try all those things. You can even open the shoulders by taking the arms in what we call reverse namaskar, pressing the palms together behind our back, or simply holding opposite elbows. Wherever you choose to take this balance, let's be aware of the big toe mound, the baby toe mound, and the center of the heel, evenly grounded into the mat. Moving into that warrior three. Release the left foot from inside the thigh, extend it behind you. Nice long leg folding forward. You can keep your arms behind your back. You can bring them to heart center. Remember, take them out. There's all those different variations with your arms to play with. But most importantly, you're working on that soft bend in that right standing leg. That floating leg, full awareness on it, pointing the toes down, leveling the pelvis and not holding your breath. Take one more full breath in your space, and then rise up by bending the knee and taking that dancer pose. So you're taking the left hand, palm up, thumb back, and just reach inside for that big toe mound. Extend the right fingertips up towards the ceiling and pause here. For some of us, this is enough of a quad stretch or opening, and we're gonna stay there. For those of you that wanted more, you resist that foot into the hand. Really lengthen through the front and the back body, doing your best to stay parallel to the floor as you slowly make your way until the fingertips touch. Now, if that wasn't for you, you're just gonna release your dancer's pose. Come into a forward fold here and roll that left hip on top of the right for your half moon. If you had the bind, you're gonna hold that foot, keeping the hips stacking one over top the other. Notice that standing leg. Did you let that knee hyperextend? Can you keep it soft? Big, long, even breaths here. And on the exhalation, bring that knee, left knee to the right. Slowly rise all the way up, drawing the knee in towards the chest. Right arm is up for balance. Moving into that hand to toe balance. Remember, you could just take the knee out to the left, or you can take those first two fingers and thumb around the big toe. Extend the leg straight and open up to the side. Still aware of that soft bend in the standing knee. The navel gently drawing in and getting tall out of your pelvis. On the exhalation, when you come back to center, you just cross that left ankle over the right knee, hands come to hand center, and we start to sink into that standing pigeon. Beautiful stretch for the glute. Lots of strength in that standing leg, as well as balance in all those stabilizers. Remember all your different options to hold your shin, to balance. You even have the option to take an arm balance here, fingers spread, keep your gaze far forward, shift your weight up and over the arms, and lift up through those toes. You can play with these balances wherever you're at. Inhale, rise up so you can cross that left leg over the right for our eagle pose. Balance on the toes. Rock the ankle, but extend the arms up to the side. This time, cross the right arm under the left, bend the elbows, turn the palms out, and bring the hands together. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, sink your sit bones. Really squeeze those twists in opposite directions. Lift those elbows, sink those sit bones. Trust. Feel all those little stabilizers working, and when you're ready, exhale, unwind, shake all that out. So those are lots of fun little balances to work with, to play with, to really max out those stabilizers. Let's go ahead, take the feet as wide as the mat, point the toes out, and sink into that Malasana Yogi squat. Plant the hands, little upper body strength here. We're gonna come high on our toes. We're gonna squeeze our inner thighs into our arms, but keep our gaze really far forward. As you draw your navel in, you're slowly gonna start to float up. Maybe you just take one toe off, and then the other side. Maybe you take both, but you really squeeze in. You draw that navel in and up. You keep that breath long and strong. And then you can step, hop, or jump into your high plank position. Lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, press to the tops of the feet. Draw the chest forward and up. Exhale, press back into your child's pose. Wiggle here. Settle your breath. Maybe even give yourself a pat on the back for that amazing balancing work. So this isn't a flow style class. This is just a way to really work your balance and play whenever you have a quick little 15 minutes. Namaste.